Hello everybody, I'm Dick for Brick, and welcome to November's Good Old Uncle Dick. No jokes today, guys, no joke for the day, no wisecracks. We're here on sacred ground. We are at the Viet Nam War Memorial in Ho Chi Minh City, which was once Saigon. And behind me on the walls are pictures from the Viet Nam War, mostly depicting atrocities committed by the United States during that war. As you know, the victors write history, and there were a lot of things the Vietnamese did, the Viet Cong did, every bit as graphic and as terrible as what the United States did. However, it's not a case about being right or wrong. What this is an example of is that two countries, once at war with each other, were able to reconcile and have forgiven each other, have not forgotten, but have forgiven each other and now are moving on. I've also been to Bataan, where the Japanese overran American forces at the beginning of World War II and forced them to go through the terrible death march, Filipino and American forces. I've recently been to Corregidor, where the Japanese overran the American forces, the Filipino forces there at the beginning of the war, and then the Americans took Corregidor back at the end of World War II in savage hand-to-hand fighting. And once again, those countries, the Philippines, Japan, and the United States have reconciled, have forgiven each other, and they've moved on. And I can tell you, after viewing these memorials at these different battlefields, that if these countries can forgive each other after what they did to each other and what they endured, there is hope for mankind. And that you don't forget, but you do forgive, and you can move on. And if they can do it as nations, we can do it as individuals, and if we do, the world will be a much greater place. We're here in the Hall of Reconciliation at the Viet Nam War Memorial. Behind me is a map of all the countries in the world that now recognize the Republic of Vietnam, and yes, the United States is one of them. On the wall over to the right are pictures of Vietnam veterans that have come back and reconciled with former enemies. And if you'll notice, in the bottom left corner, as Lynn zooms in, you'll see that that picture is none other than John Kerry, who was a Vietnam veteran. And the statue behind me is children, of course, and a sign of peace, which is the dove. Once again, examples that you do not forget, but you can forgive. Again, that's it from good old Uncle Dick.